I'm Clara Wilkinson. I'm a painter and a mural artist. I've always been painting since I was very young. I went to art school and I studied fine art, and then later on I became an illustrator. I never really stopped, always doing some form of painting or drawing. I think maybe art is a way of life. I don't go anywhere without my sketchbook and my watercolours. It's not like I turn it on and off. I try and sort of build it into most days, and I miss it if I don't do it. Even if it's a really quick sketch on the train of a person, or if I actually make it a day in my studio painting and working on a canvas, it's very much part of me, part of my life. So most of my work at the moment is very landscape orientated. I work as a landscape painter, and the murals are kind of a natural extension of that. They're quite botanical, but they're also quite graphic and abstract. So basically an answer, nature. I'm drawing at the moment a wildflower mural. So everything here is not really a cultivated flower. It's things that might grow on the streets in Brighton or up on the downs. I'm drawing something called a common hollyhock. It's part of the mallow family, and they grow wild everywhere, all around Brighton, in the roads. I spend a lot of time sketching out and about and taking photographs of flowers and weeds, and then using them as part of my design. Sometimes they'll appear quite representationally, but they'll also be sometimes really abstracted. So I like the shapes. I have really a catalogue and folders of images that I've taken. Very old-fashioned. I like to have the physical piece of paper in front of me, or the image, or the flower itself I will pick and have with me when I work. I don't really work so well from a screen. Zina, do you like the mural? Yes, you do. You think it's very good. Should we have a look? Let's have a little look. What do you think? It's good, isn't it? I'm a painter. As a fine artist, I spend a lot of time drawing as a reference point for my bigger canvases. So when I'm working on a wall, on a mural, it is kind of all stored in my brain, a lot of the shapes and the style, and drawing is the key. So that's how I always begin. And then after a while, I stop drawing and just start painting. Pretty much the mural then just takes off, and I don't need to draw anymore. But I find it a really good starting point as a sort of structure for the design. And most of these murals that I make are freely painted, so that means they don't get scaled up or gridded onto the wall unless they're really massive. And I find that really works better for the type of work I do. It's just that I feel a lot freer, and the mural has a bit more movement. Sometimes you can do too much, and I've done that in the past where murals have kept going and then it's overdone. So it's learning when there's a balance between the negative space and the painting part. Like here, I don't want to paint this because this adds to the structure. I now wanted it to be really like you're coming out of the undergrowth, and then, you know, how you look at wildflowers, they would just grow up into the light and be quite delicate in the sky, whereas the bottom part is more dense. I love the change in scale. I like working very, very large and then going back to the studio and working in a very more personal way. I do very detailed interior paintings that are chinoiserie. So I can paint very small scale up to very big scale. This is a very different type of painting, obviously. It's very graphic, and I'm using wall emulsions, and it's a lot more abstracted, really. Well, I'm based in Brighton, and lately a lot of my projects have been around here, but I also do work a lot in London. I'm expressing myself, and this is how I express myself, is through painting. I love doing it, it's great fun. I find mural painting really freeing because I'm being commissioned to do something, I can do it beautifully, and I know I can do it very well. I find a wall unscary. My personal work I find much more scary. Give me a canvas, that's really a lot of work. That's going deep, and that's my feeling, you know, it's more, there's more going on. So the two are very different, but they are connected. Yeah, it's a feeling. It's a feeling, for sure. If you'd like to get in touch with me for either my fine art or for my murals, then take a look at my social media and my website.